Uh, hello. Hey everyone. Welcome back to the day 72. Today we are continuing our journey of becoming better backend engineers by learning Docker through the real project. As you guys know that I have started learning the Docker on the last stream, and we have wrote two Docker files, one for the backend and one for the global. There are three. There's supposed to be three Docker files. So front end value Docker file is left. We will write that file today. So today's goal is to take today's goal is to actually take it one step further. We will be writing the Docker file for Angular frontend, connecting all the services together and getting our entire full stack URL shortener running inside Docker. I'm not following a scripted tutorial here, as you guys know. I'm learning this the same way I learn everything else, by building, by making mistakes, by debugging it, like live debugging, and then understanding what's actually happening under the hood. If you're learning Java, Spring Boot, or Angular, Docker, backend, or system design, or lead code, or anything, then you guys feel free to code along with me, ask questions, and help out if you spot something that I have missed. Okay, you can always text me about that. By the end of today's stream, the goal is to have our full stack application containerized and much closer to being deployment ready. And if time permits, we will try to deploy it on the AWS EC2 instance. So, all right, let's jump into the code now. I hope I was audible while saying all this stuff. Uh, let me. I didn't open the chat. Let me open the chat. Oh, chat is here on the screen. It is just a second. Let me open the IntelliJ and let me set up the things. And घुट रहे हो तुम. Today I'll also use the AI host that I have built. It is in the earlier stage, but it will help you guys to reply. So let me start that. Uh, मेरी बात तू ही रख साले सटा. Okay, so screen is visible, and there is something that I promised to you guys, that I'll build a AI co-host. So let me open that AI co-host, the ChatBrain. Its name is ChatBrain. So let me open it in the new window, and let me just start it. I have so many things that are pending in this one, but you guys can test it. So it will take uh, the inputs. So let me tell you, AI co-host is ready for you guys to test. Give it a try. Yeah, it's working. Let me see if it replies anything. I think I didn't mention a reply. Yeah, yes, send it a real question, and this is an AI generated reply that you guys are seeing. Throw a real dev question on suspicious bug. It will keep you guys entertained and informed at the same time. So back to the progress that we did last time. So on the last time, I picked the project which was the URL shortener, and the goal was to containerize this complete application right in front of you by learning everything. So I have written some Docker files last time. So there are two Docker files that I wrote. One Docker file is for the backend application, and one Docker file is a global क्या बोलते हैं उसको global Docker file. So today, last time I made some mistakes. I fixed it using AI, but I have to. I'm searching Docker. Yeah, what the fuck? Anti-gravity. Mm. URL Shortener, yeah. So anti-gravity is better way to actually uh, write the Docker files. I hope I'm. Okay, so these are the files that we wrote last time. We made some mistakes, but eventually it worked. So for that to understand, we need also the Docker desktop. Here we can actually see Docker PS. If I do Docker PS, it will show me all the containers which are running. Right now, everything is turned off. Okay, this AI co-host is working very rapidly. Maybe it should not consume my all the tokens, all the quota that I have, but we'll see. Okay, so कौन सा app था? Not this one. Uh, so it got erased. Is it? Is it though? I have to like run Docker. What was the command? Uh, Docker up, Docker compose up. I should write down these commands. Error response daemon ports not available. Address is already in used. So Docker PS, yeah, there are these are running. So why it not show? Yeah, now it's showing in here. So this is a container which is working. So there is Redis, there is a URL shortener DB, uh, but this did not start because 8080 is already been occupied. It's saying, but it's not. Let me try from here. Ports are not available. View details. Mm, server error. Ports are not available. Exposing port TCP 8080. Listen TCP 8080. Bind already is in use. Mm, it's already assigned that I know, but it's not. Okay, I can't use 8080 port for this one, no. So I have to change the port. So where did I wrote that? Yeah, expose port 8081 maybe. Will the 8081 or 5000 is the correct this? So Docker compose up. Error daemon 8080 is not available. So it changed our file. So this is not the port. Mm, Docker compose Redis backend and 8080. See, this port maybe 5000 and 5000 should be this recreated. Error daemon 5000 listens to bind address already in use. 5001, why it's already in use? Okay, it started now. Backend on the newer port. I'm audible, right? Uh, Let me check the stream once on my phone. Okay, so let me see the stream is working fine. Yeah, okay. Saket, Saket God. Hello, hello, brother. Welcome to the stream. And AI co-host is live in the chat. You guys can interact with that. You guys can try to break that AI co-host. So it's working in the backend. See, Saket God is replied this. So this is under the waiting period right now, 10,000 milliseconds. So it will not reply to you immediately. It's under the cooling down period. It's a little fun project that I did. Uh, okay. So these things are working. And last time we did some mistakes, and I corrected those. Not me, but the AI helped me to identify the issues and bug fixes. So this was the basic backend file, जहाँ पे I used Eclipse 21, the Java 21 version, then working directory slash app. Then this copy, I didn't know why this is required, copy MVN, but I'll get to know this line by line today. And then run npm dependency go offline. These things I didn't know. मेरे को ये पता था. And then this I did the copy, the jar file, and expose this 8080 port, and then this entry point java jar and this. So I had to actually get to know about all these things. So I was referring to on video. uh, Let me keep that aside. I'll not watch that video completely because last time we did. This time I don't have to. So docker tutorial. So this was
defining environmental variables in a Docker.
he taught us a lot. One thing is left, discord. Let my discord people know that I'm here. तेरी बात तू ही रख साले सटा इथे रख. uh Abhishek Gurjar, namaste bhai. Namaste brother. How are you?
Name and the tag. Now you may be wondering, every time we were pulling an image out of Docker Hub, we actually
So if you guys want, I'll just revise whatever we did last time. So last time we actually learned the theoretical concepts, whatever we actually needed here. So the concepts that we learned are like the commands of this. We learned what the image is. So let me write down what we learned last time. So in the last, अरे यार, सटाहक. एक सेकेंड ये टैबलेट नहीं चल रहा. So let me fix that. Digital pane, it loses its validity somehow. Okay, yeah, it's working. So in the last stream, we actually started from the basics of Docker, what Docker is, what are images. So the main concept was images versus container. What's the difference between them? And then difference between Docker and VM machine that we learned. And after that, what we learned the commands for Docker. Not all that we need. I actually went through all the commands, but the most important commands that we actually need to run the Docker is like uh, Docker compose. When we have the Docker file, Docker compose up, or down to start or to stop. Your new subscriber. Hello, hello. Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel, bro. Uh, then what was the next command? There are the basic commands like docker ps to show this all this thing. Then docker run and image. So it will pull the image and run the image. So pull and run. Thanks, brother. Welcome to the channel. And then uh, then docker start and stop commands. Start and stop command, these we have to actually incorporate in our day-to-day life. Then only यहाँ पे image name or id, image name or id, whatever works over here. So these are the important commands. And to debug, there is a command like docker execute it integrate in the integrated terminal, because that's only we can use. Then यहाँ पे docker id, sorry, docker id is not the correct term, it's container id, and then bin slash bash. Okay, it will open a executable terminal for us, and in that one we can run our commands. So that is important thing. Then there was a docker log command. I didn't really see how it works. So docker log, I'll keep it here as a mind map ki this command do exist, and we have to think about it ki how we are going to use that. Okay, so these are all the things that we learned in the last stream, which was a very quite fruitful team. And after using all those things, we wrote two Docker files. Two Docker files we wrote. Okay, so why AI co-host is not working over here? It received, yeah, your new sub. Okay, it lodged a request. I'll see about that later. The chart that you are seeing right now is a project, another project that is running in the background. So it tries to understand what you guys of like what you guys are doing. Are you solving lead code, or are you preparing for the interviews or something? And then I'm converting it to a memory, and then I'm trying to figure out some kind of a joke about you. If the joke percentage is like above 90, then only it will give you a reply. So that means your messages are boring. In short, matlab I can't, my system cannot generate a joke about it. So at least it will give you some information if you ask about it. So I'll improvise on this. uh More on that later, but right now today's focus is this. So I wanna know each and every line. So URL shortener, last time we used this MySQL image, which was 8.4. We actually were using image 9, which was an issue because locally I had 8.4 integrated with the current application. So that's why it was an issue. Then environment, restart unless stopped. So this is something that AI added. I added ports 3307, 3306, environment Rohit, and this, and then volumes. Volume is to like it should not overwrite the data. So this thing I have to learn today. So let me write down these things. So things to learn today. Things to learn today is like volumes. Okay, volumes in Docker. So this is an important concept that we should know. Then I'm trying to just understand if I'm still able to read this Docker file, because that is the most important one. Even though you guys know AI can easily write those files, but at least we should know how this files has been written. Okay. Bhaiya, I'm good in Java learning. Java and learning backend Spring Boot with project payment integration. Any suggestions? I'm final year Jaipur Spring Boot सही है ना भैया? हाँ हाँ यार, स्प्रिंग बूट इज रियली गुड. आई विश आई कुड शो यू द searches that I used to get in the Naukri when I used to add the Java and Spring Boot as a keyword. So don't worry about that, brother. Be confident about what you have done, and be positive about what you have built. Okay. So I hope you have built it using by not using any AI, by yourself, so that you can easily explain that during the interviews, right? So be confident about that. It's really nice that you built any project in Java Spring Boot, and market has a demand for Java and Spring Boot. So don't worry about that. You are in the right position. Just improve on whatever the weak points that you have, right? And if you have any questions or doubts or anything, you can always ping me on the LinkedIn. I want to be that kind of a person who is always open, because I have almost 6 years of experience in the industry, and I can easily guide you on what to do and what not to do specifically. Okay. So yeah, this line was correct. MySQL password. See, see. I'll what I'll do. I'll give you guys an idea about what I wrote last time, okay, and how it works. So there was I saw there was a thing used to be in writing the files was like mention the version and whatever the version that we are using. But right now this is outdated, so this file you are seeing does not have a version. And there will be three Docker files. I'll show you the folder structure. See, there is a backend, there is a front end, and there is this root folder. Okay, so there will be a Docker file for front end, there will be a Docker file for backend, and there will be a Docker file combined, which will incorporate all those services that we have in the individual Docker file. And that is what I learned last time. Okay, so what we are doing, I'll give you a brief again. So this is a backend application, for example, backend application, and this is a front end application. ठीक है, running on my local system. Okay, this is my loc oh sorry this is my local system. Okay, I have all the environments. Okay, so this is my environment on my system. This is an environment that I have. So what environment do I need to build a project locally? Tell me guys. अभिषेक बता सकते हो क्या क्या चाहिए स्प्रिंग बूट के लिए? Meanwhile, I'll tell you about front end. So front end is in React. Okay. So what all things I need to build any project in React locally? So the first and foremost thing that I need is Node environment. Okay, Node environment, so that I can run npm commands. Okay, basically, and once I have the Node npm, I can install all the dependencies required. So what is the first dependency that I need is the React. I guess React is we also need to have React. And then if you are building on TypeScript, because I use TypeScript, so I need TypeScript as well. And then there are any other libraries that I need. So this is what consists as a environment. Okay, Node, npm, React, and all. Okay, this is what we need. Then for the backend, I'm using Java 21 and Spring Boot. Okay, and there needs to be a database available, a SQL database to be precise. And what SQL database I'm using? I'm using MySQL, because I like MySQL. There is no other reason than that. Okay. ChatGPT suggested me use Postgres. It is for really useful for you, or Post. I said MySQL is installed on my system. I'll use MySQL. Okay, then what I have to do on my local system, I have to go and install Java 21, add the path variable for this. Okay, we need to add path variable for this in the system, so that our system know ki we have Java installed on our system. So it will have JVM, JRE architectures. If you guys are aware of this, how the Java code gets compiled and converted to the language that is known to the system, and this particular Java code gets converted into that kind of a language which is platform independent. That means it can run on any platform. If you are from the Java community, you guys will know about this. Then there is a Spring Boot. Okay, Spring Boot is like it gives me code first approach to build my APIs. Okay, code first approach, so that I don't have to again go back to database, create the tables, add the data. No, Spring Boot bhai sahab will do this all these things for us. So I install Java, I install Spring Boot, okay, and I install MySQL server on my system and everything. So these things are completely local on my system. Okay, so I can for me to start the development, I have to do these many processes. So first install Java, then install Spring Boot, then install database MySQL server, then set up it, then install React, Node. Okay, these five, for example, 5 steps are there. These steps I have to like done, bhaiya. Thank you, Parth brother. How are you, man? What's the update on your project? I followed भैया. Thank you so much guys. Thank you. सो यहाँ पे थोड़ा ध्यान दो, ये तुम्हें ना यूजफुल होगा ये सारी चीज़ें। मैं एकदम ही बेसिक लेवल पे जाके एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मैं खुद ही बेसिक लेवल पे हूँ, मतलब आना चाहता हूँ कि एकदम आई हैव एक्चुअली डिप्लॉयड मेनी एप्लीकेशंस यूजिंग डॉकर, I have built in my experience as well, but there are very less opportunities you get to write something from scratch, because products are very old and most of the things are already there. So you have to just go and debug over there. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to understand the basics, or what we can say, uh, foundation को strong करना. Correct. So I'm trying to strong, क्या बोल सकते हैं इंग्लिश में भाई, इंग्लिश खराब हो जाती है बीच बीच में. I'm trying to strong my foundation. I'm trying to improve my foundation for the Docker. Sorry for that. Okay, so these are the 5 steps that I need to establish or to run or set up. Setup is the proper word. Set up full stack application, correct? So now suppose these files are in my GitHub, like every project of mine is in the GitHub. Now for example, any one of you comes in the picture, like for example Parth is a great developer, and he says, no, you are doing this kind of a mistake in writing this kind of a backend or maybe any particular API. So I can ask him, can you help me in that? So Parth says, yes, I can help you in that. So give me your repo. I give him my repo. But Parth is like, he codes in Node.js. He is a mean stack developer. He doesn't have a setup for Java. He doesn't even have a setup for React. So for him to contribute few lines of code, is it okay for him to do these many things, like these 5 steps? Install Java, install Spring Boot, install Node.js, install database, MySQL, and then install React. Is it necessary? How much time it will take? It will aram se it will take 30 to 40 minutes easily. So Parth says, nobody. I have other work to do. You go fuck yourself. I'll not gonna help you. So in that case, what I will do? In that case, I will containerize my application. Container. I don't know the spelling. What the fuck? It was so good moment and I fucked up the spelling. E macha. Containerize. So to avoid this issue, what I will do, I will containerize the application. I need to containerize entire application. Okay. What does it mean? So this environment, this whatever the environment I have on my local system, these 5 steps, I containerize this in a container, in a bucket. Okay, in a container, I'll give it to you. So this is a container. It will have different containers in it running. Okay, container 1, container 2, okay, container 3. Or maybe I should write the exact words that I'm using over here so you guys wouldn't get confused. Uh, so in this container, we have one for backend, okay, one for front end, one for Redis. I have Redis cache in this project, one for MySQL, correct? So this whole package I have to add to the GitHub. So it will be just a file for you guys called Dockerfile. So now what Parth will do, Parth will just pull from the GitHub, pull to his local system which doesn't have Java or anything, and just compose this Docker file, compose up. Okay, it will start all these things, backend, front end, Redis, and MySQL for him on its server. And now he can easily contribute 4 lines of code in just 5 minutes. Okay, so this is how we will see about later how it gets deployed, because I also not exactly sure about that, but this is how the Docker containerization will help us to develop application faster in a community, like the community we are in right now. Okay, so this was the explanation. I hope you guys understood what we are trying to do over here. And I can see some AI host generated a message reply for that. I followed by, yeah, thanks, Abhishek Gurjar. Welcome in भाई backend spring boot doubts लेके कभी भी आ जाना. Chat is now officially part of the debugging team, bro. Bro, this my project is working. So this is an AI host that I created for the chat, because what used to happen, I used to be so get into the flow of understanding something or maybe some bugs or issues, and I used to skip on the chats, and chat इतना छोटा भी है ना मेरे लिए, दिखता भी नहीं है लैपटॉप के स्क्रीन पे. So now if I am absent, if I am not able to address the comment, the AI host address it for me. It is a very nice architecture that I have created, and I am glad that I created this. uh, you guys please go and test this, keep testing this. I'll not tell you which commands it accepts and which command it doesn't, because then you will start to exploit it. So I want to give it a natural flow. I want to see what you guys will do and what you guys will use. It is just MVP one that I did, so more on that later if it gets get popularized. Okay, so back to the Docker files. As I told you, how many Docker files will be there? Yeah, yes. Parth deleted some message, but Parth is unaware that I have logs of your messages now. Roots. Roots, why you mentioned roots? Maybe when I was trying to translate something into English, right? Yeah. Parth doesn't know whom he's talking to. I can know your all the past history from your messages. So don't never delete your messages in the chat, bro. Okay. So I'll again tell you what the level we are at right now. We have two files, two Docker files with us. We have one for backend. We have one for global file. This global container file we have. We don't have file for front end. Front end will need a Docker file. Okay, because front end is a custom file that we need to write. Redis, if you guys have a doubt ki why don't we have a file for Redis or MySQL, Redis and MySQL are direct images that we have pulled from the hub. We don't have to create a MySQL image or Redis image. Those are already pre-built. We pulled it and we created a container out of it. So these containers are there for us to use. You can see in this. Okay, so see, URL shortener has a Redis container as it is in it, then URL shortener, and then there is a backend. Okay, so I'm not sure why the MySQL container is not shown in this one. I have to see that, because it will uh, will it work now if there is no, I have to hit the APIs. So the underlying project is the URL shortener application. URL shortener application हमने we have already built it on the stream over the 3 days. Correct. So if you guys aren't aware about that, you guys can always go and check. So this is a basic application. What it does, it just shortens the URL, and earlier it used to run locally on my system, but now it will run through these containers. So these URL shortener is now containerized partially, not completely. So front end is not in there. So right now backend is in there. So that means we can call the APIs. So let me open the Postman. Let me open the Postman, buddy. So see, uh, tell me. I'll ask you a question, okay? So E. Sorry. Uh, our application is running. Backend application is running, and this is the local URL. Will it run? Will it run? Quick. It will not run. Can you guys tell why it will not run? It will throw an error. What error it will throw? It throwed not found error. Why it throwed a not found error? Because application is not running on this port right now. Which why application is not running on this port right now? Because in the container that port was already been uh, used by some other application. So which port we changed to? We changed to 5001. So what we need to do, we need to add 5001, and let's see. मेरे नाक मत कटाना प्लीज, चल जाना थोड़ा तो, कुछ तो चल जाना. Okay, so it didn't work because there is no database container running right now. So that's the issue that we saw. So I'm not sure why database is not running. Is this the database? No, there is no database is running, but we have created a service for database. So let me check in another terminal. So Docker, sorry, don't need AI. I need AI, but not now. So there, ए क्या हो गया भाई सिस्टम को मेरे? uh yes, running inside container. Yep, it's running inside the Docker container, but not outside. Welcome to the Docker's favorite game, ports networking. Oh, very bad joke, yeah, it's making. Yeah, running inside Docker. Yes, you are correct, bro. So there is something missing. MySQL is running, right? So if I wanna see really if the MySQL is working, so there was a command that we learned in the last stream was Docker execute. You guys can see this terminal, right? This is very small handwriting. It is very difficult for me to see, but on the stream I hope it is visible. Give me quick yes or no in the chat, so that else I'll just make some changes. So Docker execute in the integrated terminal, and then the container ID for the MySQL, and then slash bin slash bash, because we need a terminal inside this. So we got the terminal. And now how to log into MySQL? MySQL hyphen u, user is root, and hyphen p, password that we don't know the password. So we knew the password and we are into the MySQL. So it is working. So show, if I do databases, it is working. So why it did not connect here? क्या मसला था इसका? There is no error at all. So 5001 is okay. Okay, so we have messed up somewhere. So we have to figure it out, and that's how we will learn where we are fucking it. So this the reply that you got is it's an AI generated reply. Yep, it's let me check if it's correct reply. If it's running inside the container but not outside. Hiding three different places. Nice. Guys, you can try the AI co-host in the chat. You can play with me, play with the AI co-host. So how will you do that? So if I write hi bot surprise me, Okay, there is something missing. Our application did start, and it started on which it tried to make a joke. It failed, but I liked the failure. Surprise! I asked the bot, "Hi bot, surprise me." The bot said, "Surprise! The bug wasn't in the code; it was in the assumption." That sentence has ruined more weekends than Maven dependency. अ, भैया सलाम वालेकुम, लैपटॉप कौन सा है? सलाम सलाम वालेकुम, वालेकुम अस्सलाम ब्रो, राजनेश। ए चैट एआई को होस्ट, मेरा मेरा लैपटॉप मैकबुक M1 प्रो है ब्रो, 16 इंच 32 GB यूनिफाइड मेमोरी 1 TB SSD, so it was the earliest powerful devices which I don't enjoy that much. It said, वालेकुम अस्सलाम राजनेश यादव, लैपटॉप का एग्जैक्ट मॉडल रोहित ही कंफर्म करेगा, मैं स्पेक्स इन्वेंट नहीं करूंगा वरना रिव्यू से पहले ही फेक बेंच। इट्स राइटिंग रियली सैड जोक्स। हेलो राजनेश ब्रो। uh, okay, so हाँ हाँ, अभी हेल्यूसिनेट कर रहा है थोड़ा। there is an issue, there is an issue because it does not read all the memories, or it does not persist all the memories that it should, because it takes so many request tokens. YouTube has only limited allowed tokens per day, so I'm trying to figure that out. But once I do that, I'll use one engineering, joke engineering, क्या बोलते हैं उसका, I have one skills marked. I'll just train my bot on that. So there is a joke engineering skill. Yeah, joke engineering. But it is generalized joke engineering. So there is one skill that I've created for based on the Indian मीम्स। सो मैं उसको कुछ करके, मेरे को पता नहीं है अभी इसको कैसे मैं ट्रेन कर सकता हूँ अलग से। बट यस, आई डू दिस, आई इंजेक्ट एंड देन उसके बाद वो इम्प्रूव हो जाएगा। राइट नाउ इट्स hallucinating just like us. Why our application is not starting, not giving us the response? That is what we have to debug now. So shorten URL post, and if I do this, there's nothing working right now. So is it like this 5001? Do I have to call like this? Let me ask ki, oh, I can ask over here. So let me log into Codex. So how do I give me shorten API local URL uh, based on the ports that we are using to call this API? भाई क्लास कब से स्टार्ट हुई है यार? मुझे स्टार्टिंग से पढ़ना है, आपके चैनल पे स्टार्टिंग से वीडियो रिकॉर्डेड फॉर्म में है। हाँ हाँ, यस, टेक, व्हाट्स योर नेम, टेक विथ, ओ आई एम नॉट एबल टू रीड दिस स्मॉल, ओ 50018080। Yeah, सब कुछ recorded है bro. For the Docker, I only had one last stream, and on that stream we actually learned all those things जो मैंने शुरुआत में बताया. So these were the last learning, not this. These things we learned. You can go and revise that if you want, but मैंने एक वीडियो से ही सीखा है, तो I'll quickly give you that URL. अगर Docker तुम्हें बेसिक से ही सीखना है तो I'll suggest, कहाँ गया वो वीडियो? So this video. This video you can refer to bro for the docker. हमने भी इससे ही सीखा है और थोड़ा documentation से. So for local or shorten URL, it is correct URL. Uh, but I'm not getting any response on this URL. What's the issue? here? Ubaid, okay. Hello Ubaid, welcome to the stream bro. यार वो पढ़ना क्यों छोटा हो जाता है पता है? इट्स अ वेरी स्मॉल स्क्रीन दैट आई हैव, लैपटॉप स्क्रीन. उस पे तुम्हारे नाम इतने बड़े बड़े 007 लिखा है और मैं ऊपर से चश्मे वाला, तो मेरे को और दिखने में प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है. mm, yeah, docker ps. These three are only running. Okay, thanks by heart to you bro. I hope AI co-host reply you. डॉकर मस्त कंसेप्ट है लेकिन ना, एक बार हम डॉकर, वंस वी एक्सेल इन द डॉकर नो, प्रोजेक्ट बनाना क्विक हो जाएगा एकदम. There is this issue that if we figure it out, we will be able to understand the end-to-end flow and why it broke. Last time it did work, but then Codex added these lines in here, which I'm not sure about. There are two issues. Shorten accepts only post. Opening this in the browser sends a get. Docker exposes 5001, but Spring Boot is listening inside container 8001. The container locks confirm Tomcat started on port 8080. Then the backend compose build. Uh, okay. If I change this mapping to 8080, it's not working because I have another application running on the 8080 port. It's running on 8080, yeah. It's running on port 8080. Yeah, server port is 8080, so I can't use this apparently. So I can go and यार एक बार चालू हो जाता है, it doesn't stop, you know. How to stop this? I have to open another terminal and do uh, exit exit and do docker compose down, so it will stop all the containers, right? I can confirm this from here. Yeah, it stopped. But now I have to build this. So build के लिए docker compose up hyphen d hyphen hyphen build and hyphen hyphen backend, not the, oh okay, only just the backend is required, so let's do that. uh Anti-gravity would like to access the app from other apps. Yeah, allow. Okay, it built. mm, it should have stopped. Yeah, it stopped from here, and if I do docker compose up again, attaching backend one, this one and this one, because the jar file was old, and in the docker file we are actually copying the jar file, and that is been used. Attaching to backend, it's taking some time. Oh, it started. Now back to the postman. Postman कहाँ है? Hmm. Here's the postman. So if I do this, still no, it's saying attaching. Let me kill the terminal. Docker compose up attaching. Let me stop this and start this again. It started. Execute logs. Yeah, it started. No, it started on port 8080. The internal port is 8080 from 5000, but we don't actually care about that, no? 5001 is the port that we should be hitting for the container. अरे मेरा चार्ट कहाँ गया? Close the chat. Closed all the Chrome. Just a second guys, मेरा Chrome बंद हो गया सर. People says MacBook lag नहीं होता और ये नहीं होता. This is the proof that it does fuck up sometimes. Let me open the studio where the chat is. Sorry, I closed everything, so I have to open that. Restore.
Defining environmental variables in a Docker Compose, for example. I would say it's better.
Okay. It did not. It did not start. Let me keep this, keep this here, keep this here. Okay, only this is what we need. No result in Postman. Not even placing the call. जस्ट अ सेकंड, मतलब कुछ इशू आ रहा है एंड दैट इज व्हाट वी वांट टू लर्न कि क्या इशू है. Let me give it this URL. Okay, so पोर्ट URL was 5001 बट यहाँ पे मैपिंग हमने गलत लिखा था, ये इशू है. नाउ आई अंडरस्टूड. नाउ इट विल वर्क. I'll explain you guys what happened. Yeah, it started and let's see कहाँ पे it start. Port 8080. If I go in the Docker, if I go in this, the port that it's using is started on port 8080. So it wasn't redirecting to the port this, so it will work now. Yeah, it worked. It worked. क्यों? क्यों? Because see, right now just focus on this backend service, okay? This backend service and just on this port. So this is the port for the container that we are using, which is 5001. And I was also using 5001 for the another port, but the internal port that it is using, I was so stupid that I thought 8080 is a port which is available on my system. Uh, but it is not, because it is running inside the Docker, it's not running on my system. So Docker container has that port available. It doesn't matter ki I'm using that port locally. But why it gave us some error initially? Why it's giving error initially? So namaskar dosto, I'll be back in 10 minutes. Hello motivator. Hello Atharva bro. Okay, let me think about this now. So these two ports. So these are the ports. Okay, मैंने कल इसका मतलब देखा था परसों, but okay, let me take the explanation. Can you explain which port is for which side? Because it's throwing a another kind of a error. It should not, because I have, if I used for 8080, it should not throw an error. I'll tell you one in a bit. Okay. In Docker Compose ports, the format host port, yeah, correct, and the container port. Host is the host. We are the host, and then 8080 is the port inside the Docker. Okay, what if I do this 8081? Okay, and let's try to run this. Kill this terminal. Open a new terminal. Do Docker compose down. It should stop everything, and then do Docker compose up. Okay, it started. And let's see, will it start? Yeah, it's starting, and it started on port. Mm, Started on port 8080. It's the inside of the terminal. So in the postman, I have to do this 8081. Okay, yeah, it worked. Okay, I'll not waste more time in this. So build context backend. I have to give the path, complete path. Okay, Docker file is D capital Docker file. If I change the name for this, for example, I do this D small, will it even work? Let me kill this terminal. Let me open the terminal. Let me do Docker compose down, and let me do Docker compose up. It's starting, so it's a case insensitive. It's not case sensitive then. Yeah. So this file name is not case sensitive. If I rename it to something else, so rename it to Docker file Rohit. Okay. And if I mention over here Docker file Rohit, or maybe keep R small just for the sake of making a mistake, and then we can, hey, I cannot stop this inside, no? So I can do this, can clearly do Docker down, and then do Docker compose up. I'm just trying to see the boundaries of the naming convention, because interviewer might ask, should it be only named Docker file, or you can name it anything else? That I'm trying to see instead of reading it somewhere. we can try it out. Okay, it started. Is it working? Yeah, it's working. So I can add Rohit or anything, but if I give a completely abrupt name, for example, if I give it like IndieDev, okay, and if I mention in the file uh IndieDev, okay, will it now? That is the question. Docker compose down, Docker compose up. No, it started. So we can name anything though, or without an extension. Hey, macha. Or maybe if I do Docker build, okay, okay, it started. So I can name anything to it, or and this Docker compose YML file. Why do I have to write the .yml extension? Because it's a YML file. How it's understanding? Okay, let me ask this to Codex. This is a nice question. Uh, how the file named IndieDev is being recognized as a Docker file. Are there any specific naming convention rules? Because I need to know this thing. Guys, please keep liking the stream. Please do like the stream. मैं बार बार आके नहीं बोल पा रहा हूँ. I'm quite intrigued by the Docker, but you guys can give it a like so that in the next session you can continue where we left. Okay. What it's saying? Post. Okay. Short URL API. Local URL is this. Request what is this? Okay, it's not the correct answer that we wanted. The file IndieDev is recognized because Docker Compose. Yeah, explicitly mentioning. I'm mentioning that. Uh, but if I mention something like something random, it should fail now, right? It should fail now. I can do Docker Compose down, and I can do Docker Compose up. It should not start now. Hey, it started. Hey, how come it started, bro? Hey, it's working, macha. What the fuck is this? Uh, Let me do this rebuild. Maybe building it again might solve the issue. Let me do Docker Compose down. Hey, hey, what is this, bro? Because of the path? Okay, if I don't give this, if I don't even give this, still will it work? Okay, let me ask this to here. Bro, check the file and the Docker file name is IndieDev, but it's still working. Till now we were struggling ki why it was not working, and now I'm struggling ki why it is working. YouTube chat attempted 350. Yeah, proceed. Give me the answer. Give me the answer. अंजुमन में रख दूं जान. Bro, you are right. That container was still running, but random was not being recognized as entity. What happened? The image URL shortener latest has already been built earlier using IndieDev. Docker Compose reused that existing image, starting recreating a container from an existing image does not read the Docker file. Docker file setting is only checked when the Docker performs a build. I forced a build. Oh, okay, 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 bacha. I did this build. I did this build. I should have done this build because now it failed. Okay. Because I was just building the backend. This file resides outside of the backend, outside of the front end in the URL shortener root level. That's why. So now all the testing that we did is waste. So if I name this as uh, IndieDev, will it work now? So build, yeah, it worked now. A good, a good learning thing. Okay, so now let's back to. Hey, do I have an extension to annotate? Not this. Highlight code add annotations. Do not auto update. Let me see. Mm, okay, fuck this. I was thinking something else. Mm, so backend wala service we understood. It is like build context backend URL shortener Docker file name ports. This port is the our port. First port is our port. Second port is the one port which is being run inside the container. So that we saw. Then environment. In the environment, we have to mention the things that we did mention in the application properties. So that those ones we need to mention this in the YML file. So in this one, Spring Data Source URL is JDBC MySQL URL shortener database URL basically, and uh, it is a containerized database MySQL. So that is the URL of this. So containerized as in this URL database. So I'll come to that, but this is pointing to a container. Okay, and then mm, Spring database username and password. So these are the username password for my container database, and then Spring database Redis host. So Redis host. Let me see what we used in the application properties is, yeah, Redis host and Redis port. So in this one we are referring to the Redis image over here, a Redis container. Okay, so Spring Data Redis host is this, and then depends on. Now we added the dependency. Two dependencies is like one uh, database, which is URL Shortener database, condition service healthy. I'm not sure about this, and then Redis condition service healthy, restart on failure. Okay, and volumes. Now we have to learn about the volumes. Okay, so this is the next part, but we'll first cover up these two things. Okay, so URL shortener DB image. This is correct. Restart unless stopped. So this is also something that we need to know. Anybody is in the chat? It got erased. It didn't save. So let me mention again. Uh, as usual, things to learn today is first volumes, second restart. What is this restart property? Okay, and then what was the other? Okay, this we understood. Restart, and there are options, other options present in this. So restart has some options, has options. Okay, and then we understood this ports is fine. 3307 is our port, our system ka port, and 3306 is the port which will be run inside uh, inside the container. Wait, there is some confusion. Mm. Request flow postman 5001 is the port on your computer. Okay, this is port from my computer. Correct. So I'm not wrong. So 3307 is the port from our system, and 3306 is the port which we used inside the container, from the container. And then environment again, or whatever the information that we need. These are the standard variables that we need to pass. MySQL root password is Rohit, and MySQL database name is this. Okay, and then volumes. This is where we have a gray area. And then health check. What is health check? So yeah, what is health check? As in we need to know health check now. Okay, third is health check. Health check property. Okay, this will do. Then Redis also we pulled an image. Then this Atharva, in news for you, the AI host is live and it's working. You can give it a try, bro. I'm not sure why it didn't give any reply yet, but you can try. You can try to ask some question or something. Let me see if my quota is not exhausted. It happened third time today. वेट, मेरे को इन्फॉर्मेशन इरेज करना पड़ेगा. It's losing out on my things. I'm writing this third time today because fucking MacBook is closing the Chrome browser. It's saying use the Safari. Things to learn today. Volumes. Restart has options. I go sorry. Health check. Health check property. This is must. Uh Leak minister resign. Yeah, he will. Don't worry. He have to resign. Mm, restore.
Defining environmental variables in a Docker Compose, for example.
Oh, we have some quota left, so no worries about that. Okay. क्या मैनुअल है भाई? कल से मैं न्यूज़ पिंच देख रहा हूँ. कल शाम से ही रात 4-5 बजे तक न्यूज़ देखा, फिर सुबह से भी वही देख रहा हूँ. हाँ यार, बहुत ही सैड पार्ट हो रहा है ना. इट्स रियली सैड. ये क्या है? ऑटोमेटेड. हाँ हाँ, ऑटोमेटेड रिप्लाई. मे बी इट डजंट नो द न्यूज़ कंटेक्स्ट. नो, क्या लिखा है इसने? भाई न्यूज़ का इन्फिनिट स्क्रॉल भी डॉकर लॉक्स जैसा होता है. एक बार स्टार्ट किया तो एंड नहीं दिखता. थोड़ा ब्रेक ले वरना डीप. ब्रो, इट्स लिटिल वियर्ड. पुलिस वाले और मीडिया झूठ बोल रहे हैं, बच्चों को नहीं. हाँ, हमेशा ऐसे ही होता है ब्रो. इट्स इफ यू हैव रेड द बुक्स. मैं बताता हूँ तुम्हें. आई यूज्ड टू मेक कंटेंट इन दैट, so I know pretty well how these things work. If you guys have read How Nations Fail, Why Nations Fails kind of a books, and then there are the कौन से बुक में था यार वो? हाउ गवर्नमेंट्स वर्क वगैरह ये सब, so as per the law, government is not doing anything illegal. If you know, अभिजीत दीप के फेक अरेस्ट. मजा आता है झूठ देखने में. Oh bhai, hey bro, just ignore this message, huh? Let me delete this reply. इन हो गया क्या? विवाद हो जाए ऑटोमेटेड वाले से, क्या ये पॉसिबल? यस. अरे ये सब है ना, गवर्नमेंट आर सो क्या बोलते, दे हैव सो मच ऑफ कंट्रोल ऑन अस, नो, कि every fucking activity that they track, the government is never for us, ये अपने लिए कभी नहीं होता है. कोई भी देश का, अपने देश का ही नहीं, कोई भी देश का गवर्नमेंट उसके कॉमन लोगों के लिए नहीं होता है. उनका काम होता है कि कॉमन लोगों को इतना दे के रखो कि वो उछले ना ज़्यादा, और बाकी उनके जो रिच फ्रेंड्स होते हैं, रिलेटिव्स होते हैं, ये सब दे लिव अ लैविश लाइफ, सो इट्स अ प्रोफेशन. Yeah, can we give some custom instructions to your chat brain? Yes, we can. It just क्या बोलते हैं उसका MVP one है, that's why it is prone to make the mistakes. But I have made in such a way, I have made it in such a way that it learns on itself, not the chart. I have a MySQL database connected, so all these chats, not exact chats, but it takes the memories out of our chat and it stores the database, and for the next reply it checks on that, and then based on that it customizes a reply. So see, there are some things, अभी नहीं दिखाता, मैं बाद में दिखाता हूँ. फर्स्ट इस पे फोकस करते हैं. ओके, ये अपने को समझा, जो जो चीज़ें नहीं समझी वी विल लर्न दैट. नाउ comes this part, this is the actual docker file. लेकिन आज वाला मेरे एक्सपीरियंस में पहली बार देखा है ऐसे. हाँ यार, क्योंकि अभी मीडिया बहुत कनेक्टेड है ना. पहले भी ऐसा हुआ है, ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं हुआ है, लेकिन आज जो किया उन्होंने, दे हैव क्रॉस्ड ऑल द लिमिट्स. मारा है लोगों को, बच्चों को मारा है. द ब्रेन, मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, उनके सर पे मारा है, मतलब खून निकल रहा है लिटरली. यार ऐसे नहीं करना चाहिए था. गैस बॉम्ब फेंके, टीयर गैस के बॉम्ब फेंके, नॉट जस्ट टीयर गैस बॉम्ब्स दे हैव यूज्ड, which is wrong. So that's why I know all these things, and I'm never a fan of a non-violence movement. I never, I always refuse that we got freedom because of Gandhiji's non-violent movement. I always refused. I'm not of that opinion. During the freedom fight, there was also two groups, two types of movements were going on. One was violent movement, and one was the non-violent movement. And people say, or the history says, or our textbook says that, uh, yeah, so textbooks and all says ki we got freedom because of non-violent movement, but non and constitution only allows the non-violent movement. That is the gist that we want to know. Our constitution only allows the non-violent movement. The moment it gets violent, government has legal rights to take actions, to even open a fire on those people. So the constitution is written in so fucked up manner because of this all non-violent movement tragedy that India had a history of, and because of that, so I always refuse to that. The movement should be always non-violent. Sorry, violent. I'm of that opinion. Like just like Bhagat Singh used to say ना, उनको एक बार उनका मेडिसिन उनको चखाओ एक बार, तब जाके उनको अकल आएगी. उनकी लाठी उन्हीं पे मारो, तब जाके उनको समझ में आएगा कि क्या हो रहा है. सो दिस अनशन एंड ऑल, लाठी के लिए लाठी, तलवार के लिए तलवार, गन के लिए गन. फॉर द गवर्नमेंट, दिस हाउ इट शुड बी. If you want the results immediately, there used to be time in India, in the world, specifically in India, when the government used to change. The government were the kings only. So once it used to call Takht Palat. So when the Takht Palat used to happen, the day from that Takht Palat till the next few days, the roads were colored in red blood, if you know. सो आपके दादा दादाजी को भी अगर कभी पूछ के देखो ना कि भाई तुम्हारे यहाँ किसी का शासन था, कभी राजा चेंज हुआ है, कुछ हुआ, तो रास्ते खून से रंग जाते थे, ऐसा होता था. नॉन वायलेंट इज लाइक अ ब्लडी हिल, अनदर जोक पीस ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी. क्या रिप्लाई दिया इसने? हाँ भाई, बड़े लेवल पे ऑटोमेशन पॉसिबल है, बट गाइडेंस के बिना रिस्की भी। स्केल बढ़ता है तो एक छोटी गलत रिप्लाई भी फीचर नहीं इंसिडेंट बन जाती है। दैट्स वर्किंग, आई थिंक, या इट्स वर्किंग। I think the official staging environment of confidence looks good, but one test before we trust it is, oh, it gave the internal information. I have written a confidence logic by myself for this. So there are few parameters that I've wrote, and based on that, if the confidence level is above 90%, then only it gives the reply, and it's saying about that. एक बंदे ने बो डाउन करवा दिया वैसे जस्ट 2-3 महीने मंथ्स में सीजीपी टू दिस। या बट सरकार को फर्क नहीं पड़ता ब्रो, तुम नहीं समझ पा रहे हो। Those people are living the lavish life of palaces from our money. And why would those illiterate people want to leave the palaces? In any condition, they will not leave those palaces because they are in the majority, and the historic majorities they are sitting in right now. The only majority that they don't have is in the Rajya Sabha, the House of Commons. So where they have I'm going off topic. This is my interest of topic. Which career is good for fresher between Java Spring Boot and Merge Stack? Whichever gets you the first job, whichever gets you your first job will be your good career option. As a fresher, you can't choose which technology that you want to work in. It's completely dependent on the company that chooses you, selects you during the interview, and assigns you your first task by providing you some information or by providing you some initial training for the fresher. So be open minded, create any one project, whichever the technology you like, but you can't choose the career which is good for you. Okay. Unless you have multiple offers at hand, then you can think about which one is good. But right now, though, just focus on your project and then give all the interviews, because as a fresher, they will not see ki this man has experience of Spring Boot and how he would work in the Merge stack. You don't have any experience, so you can be molded in any way as per the company. So don't worry about which career, you worry about the project that you are showing in the resume, and you should be good at it, at least explaining it. मेन न्यूज़ तो मैं न्यूज़ तो नहीं देखता, बट ऐसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ों पे देखना ज़रूरी हो जाता है। यस, वी शुड ऑलवेज नो अबाउट दिस थिंग्स। दिस इज द फ्यूचर, दिस इज योर फ्यूचर, यू गाइज आर द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन। So let's learn about the volumes. So volumes in Docker. वॉल्यूम्स इन डॉकर आर persistent डेटा स्टोर। हाँ, मेरे को जो पता है मैं पहले हमेशा बताता हूँ। I know volumes is used to persist the data. If we don't use volume, the container is rerun again and again, and once we restart the container, all the data would be lost. So not to avoid that, we use volumes. That much I know. How AI impacts job of fresher? It uh, संकेत में तुम्हें कंपनी के अंदर का डिस्कशन बताता हूँ। Inside the companies, the discussions is going on in such a way कि nobody knows that is the phase. किसी को पता ही नहीं है क्या होने वाला है. That's why they have stopped taking new people or reduced taking new people. But I'm seeing what is happening right now. The money companies spending on the tokens is too high. It's too much. And after this is just the first quarter, because first quarter ended when we are using multiple LLMs. ओके, बहुत सारे LLMs अभी हम यूज कर रहे हैं, एंड इट्स द एक्सपेरिमेंटल फेज. सो फर्स्ट क्वार्टर इज एंडेड, सेकंड क्वार्टर हैज स्टार्टेड. बाय द एंड ऑफ फोर्थ क्वार्टर वी विल नो, एंड फॉर श्योर आई नो, using AI is a loss making thing if we use AI 100%. So there will be a balance achieved between maybe say 20% AI, or maybe say only leads will have the access to AI and the developers will have only 10% of AI, or maybe some uh, internal agents which already has the context, so there is no need to build context again. So that's how it will be. So conclusion for you from this, yeah, market for fresher is right now reduced, but not so far. Maybe in the next two, or maybe in next 2 quarters, you will the new hiring will start for fresh. This is my prediction. सो बी प्रिपेयर्ड. अभी जॉब्स है लेकिन कम है, थोड़े से कम है, सबके लिए अभी कम है, मार्केट थोड़ा सा खराब है अभी. बट यू कीप प्रिपेयरिंग, मेक योर resume so good that companies uh, like they will think 100 times to reject your the profile of you. If your profile is that good, कंपनी को बुरा लगना चाहिए कि यार मेरे को ये प्रोफाइल नहीं रिजेक्ट करना है. So you have to spend some time on that. So that is how current market is. Okay, I hope you got the idea. Okay, so volumes are persistent layer in the data's persistent volumes are persistent data stores for containers created and managed by Docker. You can create a volume explicitly using the Docker volume create Docker volume create command, or Docker can create a volume during container or service creation. Okay, that is this part we have used. When you create a volume, it stores within a directory on the Docker host. When you mount the volume into a Docker container, this directory is what's mounted into the container directory. When you create a volume, it stores within a directory of the, oh, okay, directory of the container. Okay, the virtual file system that it has, inside that this volume has been created. When you mount the volume into a container, this directory is what mounted into the container. This is similar to the way that bind mounts work, except that volumes are managed by Docker and isolated from the core functionality of the host machine. Oh, is it? I have on campus in few weeks. Can you suggest me how much Spring Boot should I know, or you help me by your already made project? मेरे प्रोजेक्ट का तुम्हें कुछ फायदा नहीं होने वाला है. सी संकेत, तुम्हारा फाइनल ईयर का प्रोजेक्ट है ना, यू शुड बी वेरी गुड एट एक्सप्लेनिंग दैट. तो तुमने, सी मैंने हमने भी कुछ इंटरव्यूज लिए, वी हैव सीन दैट पीपल हैव मेड सच अ गुड प्रोजेक्ट्स, but they are unable to explain that. What does that mean? It simply means that they have used extensive AI to build that. So if your case is like that, then it's little bit problem. तो तुम्हारा प्रोजेक्ट जो भी है, understand that that is the first and foremost thing. Improvise your resume. If you want, you can send me a resume. I have an agent built on the discussions that I had with my other colleagues and friends from Google and Uber. Like they are up in the career with me, related to me. So they teach resume building and all. So based on that data, I have created one skill chart. So if you share your resume, I can review in that and give you the pointers. And what else? And yeah, foundation should be strong, मतलब बेसिक चीज़ों में गलती ना करो, जैसे कि ऊप्स कंसेप्ट्स वगैरह, ऊप्स कंसेप्ट वगैरह, ये सब तो कभी गलत नहीं होना चाहिए. फिर कंपेरेबल कंपैरेटर्स, बेसिक जावा, एंड देन एडवांस जावा के क्वेश्चंस लाइक कलेक्शंस वगैरह. यू शुड बी गुड एट आंसरिंग दोज क्वेश्चंस, एंड द इंटरनल्स ऑफ जावा लाइक हाउ जेवीएम जीआरई वर्क्स, ये सब चीज़ें इफ दे आस्क यू. Okay, so you should know all these things, and most important is your project. Complete interview for a fresher revolves around the project that he built. Yeah, it's important. It's important. Theoretically, it's important. Yo, what's up, bro? Welcome to the stream. Guys, please do like the stream, yara. मज़ा आ रहा है डॉकर सीखने में. सो इफ़ यू आर keen interested into the dockerization, so now we are learning the docker, and since all the next projects that we build, we will have the docker first approach. We will first build a docker file for everything, so that it will be very easy for you guys to contribute on the go, and you can also mention those projects in your resume. Where can you send your resume? You can send it on LinkedIn. I was waiting for the AI co-host to inject the LinkedIn URL, but I understood there is a bug, so a manual work here. Uh, this is my LinkedIn. Let me pin this. But do mention that you are from the stream, YouTube stream, so that I will know that you are from YouTube stream, and I can answer in that way. और वी हैव डिस्कॉर्ड. डिस्कॉर्ड पे भेजना है तो डिस्कॉर्ड पे भी भेज देना. मैंने डिस्कॉर्ड का यूआरएल नहीं डाला है क्या? एआई होस्ट, कैन यू इंजेक्ट द यूआरएल फॉर डिस्कॉर्ड? डिड इट टेक माय इंस्ट्रक्शन? कहाँ है एआई होस्ट? इट डिड नॉट. मेरे को ये ऐड करना पड़ेगा. आई गेस आई हैव टू रिमूव दिस वेटिंग पीरियड ना, 10,000 millisecond for every calculation, whether it's a reply or not. It's adding this 10,000 millisecond का wait in the chat. Okay. This is the Discord server, bro. If you don't want to connect on LinkedIn, you can ping in the Discord server. There everybody can review your resume, और ज़्यादा लोग दिमाग लगाएंगे तो अच्छा होगा, तुम्हें ज़्यादा पॉइंटर्स भी मिलेंगे. यू कैन थिंक कि कौन से पॉइंटर चाहिए, कौन से नहीं चाहिए. यू कैन जस्ट मेंशन कि कैन दिस कम्युनिटी प्लीज रिव्यू माय रिज्यूमे, एंड वी विल ऑल डू दैट. ओके. सो दिस फाइल, थोड़ा सा इसका क्या था, दिस तो आई नो. Wait, I can use this to learn now. Can you explain me IndieDev file line by line and why each line is there? यार मैं फिर से टॉपिक से भटक गया भाई. वॉल्यूम सीखना था, मैं यहाँ आ गया. शी सॉरी. Kumar Sahu, hello brother, welcome to the stream bro. How are you? So went to volumes. This I understood. Docker. This line is really important, except that volumes are managed by Docker, of course, and isolated from the core functionality of the host machine. Hello, Kumar Sahu. Hello. You guys are not able to hear me? या कैसा वेदर है राजस्थान में? ओ सॉरी, अथर्व कैसा वेदर है? How can I upgrade myself? You have to check the App Store, brother, for the update, and then you can download that upgrade and update yourself. I'm joking, bro. What field you wanna upgrade to? मतलब किस में upgrade करना है? कौन सी चीज़ में? कोडिंग में? Any specific Spring Boot, Java या कुछ और? Can you be little bit more specific so that I can answer? UPI, sorry, that's why I said sorry. मैं एकदम से भूल गया था. यूपी एक दिन में 3 बार बारिश और 2 बार धूप. फुल गर्मी ठंडी. अच्छा, स्प्रिंग बूट में. ओके, आई आंसर. मेरे को ये एआई उसका रिप्लाई पढ़ने दो. यूपी का वेदर अब रैंडम नंबर जनरेटर पे चल रहा है. 3 बार बारिश, 2 बार धूप, बीच में एसी ब्लैंकेट, कंफ्यूजन, मानसून, नेवी, फीचर फ्लैग सॉन्ग. You guys know the feature flag concept, how feature flags work? Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. Okay. For the Spring Boot, Kumar Sahu, okay, I'll tell you. Can you tell me which level are you at? Because some people are really expert in the Spring Boot and still confuses, still have the self doubt, but some people are not at the basic level. So I'm assuming you are just starting right now. So the first and foremost thing that I always tell is to go and learn the Java basics. Okay, basic Java. Then after that you do advanced Java. Okay, so these are mandatory, and while doing this, not just read the क्या बोलते theory, you go and solve the lead code questions like we do on the streams. So we read a question, we read a concept, we understand that concept, and we solve lead code. That's how you get confidence on the Java syntaxes. Okay, and थोड़ा सा लेवल होने के बाद you can start with the Spring. You understand Spring first theoretically, understand Spring, JPA, you understand JPA. Okay, servlets वगैरह भी देख सकते हो before that, because that's how the Spring Boot really evolved. Servlet, Spring, JPA, and then at the end you can watch the tutorials on Spring Boot. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा ट्यूटोरियल पढ़ लेना 10% or 20%, and immediately building start your project. You can build anything. The project I started with, because I was also learning the Java Spring Boot on the live, you can refer my journey. I started with the JWT authentication project, JWT auth project plus Angular. So it simply had login page, login, logout, register, then forget password, and most importantly JWT tokens. So these all things were there. So the implementation of project wise, it's not that big of a deal. But while building this, I built this on the streams, you can go and check. I understood how Spring Boot works. How Spring Boot works, as in there are filters. Okay, understood filters. Then there are global handlers. Okay, and controllers, API, all those things I understood. So this way you can follow. So in conclusion to your answer, so 20% theory, always learn, and then start implementing, and 80% hands-on coding. So don't stop this practice wala part. This is very important, and this is what we are doing on the stream. You should do that to upgrade yourself. No, bro, I'm struggling Spring security. ओके, सो प्रैक्टिस करो, वही है, एआई तो है ही भाई, एआई सब कुछ ही बता देगा ना सिंपल स्टेप्स में. आई हैव सेंट यू मैसेज, एक्सेप्ट माई इन्विटेशन सो दैट आई कैन सेंड माई रिज्यूमे ऑन लिंक्डइन. ओके, I don't have to accept the invitation, you just have to follow. And uh, I got 3 messages. One, Sanket has replied. Okay, resume check, I am from YouTube, can you check my resume? Okay, you can send me the resume now. Bhaiya, I'm just writing to say. Oh, okay, I got a message. Hello, Abhishek. If you have any. Okay, I have moved to you, so you can send it. No, I'm facing difficulty. You deleted some videos from channel. No, 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 no. मैंने delete नहीं किया videos. I was just restructuring everything. कोई कोई वीडियोस में रैंडम थंबनेल्स थे, कोई कोई इसमें रैंडम टाइटल्स थे. सो आई वेंट वेंट थ्रू ऑल द स्ट्रीम्स. जो जो मैंने काम किया है वैसे मैंने टाइटल्स और डिस्क्रिप्शन लिखे, सो दैट टू अवॉइड कंफ्यूजन फॉर एनी न्यू व्यूअर, एंड मेड द थंबनेल्स कंसिस्टेंट. I haven't deleted video. I made the videos private. जो एक साल पहले के वीडियोस थे, जब मैं कुछ अलग टॉपिक पे वीडियोस बनाता था, उसको मैंने प्राइवेट किया. Maybe some got unlisted or cleaned up. Rohit can confirm. YouTube video management is basically Git history, except force push is public embarrassment. This is nice. Mostly, I have a doubt how much I know about Spring Boot, Spring Backend to get a entry job in Java. Uh, Mostly I have doubt how much I know about Spring Backend to get. अरे तुम्हें इतना ही पता होना चाहिए कि तुम एक end to end प्रोजेक्ट बना सको, कुमार साहू. So you should be able to build an end to end project, at least the backend. So how, what does the definition of backend end to end means? Ki you should have uh, user management, role based authentication, RBAC what we call. Okay, then some kind of auth. Maybe the basic auth is JWT auth, or if you are really good at, you can have OAuth 2.0. And then after that you try to log in the user, register जो मैंने flow बोला वो, and then you should have a dashboard, whatever the project management that you are doing, have a dashboard and few CRUD operations. Okay, add form, delete form, something that it's up to your idea or your project. So this much if you can build with very less input from the AI, like code wise, एजुकेशन वाइज इज फाइन, बट कोड वाइज बहुत ही कम इनपुट एआई का रहेगा और तुम इतना कर सकते हो विथ ऑल द कार्डिनलिटी मेंशन, लाइक वन टू मेनी, मेनी टू मेनी, ये सब करके. देन वी कैन से इट्स अ डेफिनेशन ऑफ डन, एंड इट्स अ बेसिक थिंग्स दैट यू नीड टू नो अबाउट स्प्रिंग बैकएंड टू गेट अ एंट्री लेवल जॉब. सो इतना होना ज़रूरी है. वाई ओवरऑल व्यूज गॉट डाउन फ्रॉम 30K to 26K? ये मैंने नोटिस नहीं किया. इज इट? हाँ, मैंने एक बड़ा वीडियो प्राइवेट किया यार. एक मेरे पुराने वीडियो पे थोड़े 10,000 कुछ तो व्यूज थे शायद. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई डिड. मेरे को क्लटर कम करना है. इस पे जो भी चीज़ें अच्छी नहीं है वो मैंने हटा. 30K व्यूज कब दिख रहे थे भाई? ओके, ओवरऑल व्यूज यू मीन टू से, लाइफ टाइम. लाइफ टाइम तो 1,20,000 व्यूज है. I'll check after the streams. Got it, Sanket. Rohit will check LinkedIn when he gets breather after the stream. Live coding and inbox management don't usually compile well together. Unlisted पे शायद revert हो जाता है. Unlisted पे शायद revert, not sure. Listed हो जाता है, unlisted पे शायद revert, नहीं समझा मैं ये. मैं resumes देखता हूँ. I can see you guys are sending the resumes. Uh, Kundru, uh, okay, I'll review. The apparently enter does not send the message. Hey guys, please do like the stream यार. मैं थोड़ा चार्ट के साथ बात कर रहा हूँ. आई एम ऑन दिस टॉपिक, वॉल्यूम्स करना है, बट डू लाइक द स्ट्रीम यार. Recently I'm not sure because of the World Cup, FIFA or some other things, you guys are not liking the stream. I'm not sure why. uh, AI से आदमी अब अपने आप से भी बात करने लगता है. हाँ, बस आप अपने आप से बात करने को एआई असिस्टेड प्रोडक्टिविटी बोल देते हैं. डेवलपर्स तो पहले से रबर डक को बग्स समझा रहे थे. एआई ने डक को सब्सक्रिप्शन. You guys know rubber duck, right? It's using all the references, All the tech references. If you guys don't know, the AI co-host has made a joke using the rubber duck. Rubber duck is a reviewer that has been attached in place of, like, it's just a co-pilot, how a co-pilot reviews. But rubber duck GitHub, if you search, it's a really nice thing that you can know. So about rubber duck agent. So the rubber duck agent is a built-in critic that gives copilot constructive second opinion on its plans. So ये भी hallucinate करने लगता है copilot भी, if you go and ask multiple rounds of reviews from the copilot, if you guys have used it, वो भी fuck up करता है. So that's why there is a one superior agent which is rubber duck. I haven't used, I have just seen it working. um, and test using a different AI model from the one driving your session. So Copilot, मतलब हम Copilot से कोड लिख रहे हो, Copilot ही जाके आगे रिव्यू कर रहा है, तो it becomes a क्या बोलते हैं उसको, conflict of interest. So that's why this and AI use that in the joke. Okay, back to the learning. So when to use volumes? Volumes are the preferred mechanism for persisting data generated by used by Docker containers. Okay. While bind mounts are dependent on directory structure and OS of the host machine. Host machine is where our containers lie. Okay, so host machine is this. Currently, host machine is my computer, is Mac. While bind mounts are dependent on the directory structure and OS of the host machine, volumes are completely managed by Docker. Volumes are a good choice for the following use cases. Volumes are easier to backup or migrate than bind mounts. Okay, you can manage volumes using Docker CLI commands of the API. That I'm not sure. I have to see how to use this volumes, because volumes is apparently a very important concept. Volumes work on both Linux and Windows containers. ए हाँ, ये पॉइंट था कि मैक के कंटेनर्स हम शायद नहीं बना सकते मैक ओएस के. क्यों बनाएगा भी कोई, क्यों भाई, इतने सारे रेस्ट्रिक्शंस है इसमें. Volumes can be more safely shared among multiple containers. Okay. New volumes can have their content pre-populated by a container or build. Uh, when your application requires high performance input output. Okay. Need to see this bind mounts क्या है. When you use bind mount a file, okay, directory bind mount over existing data, concentration and constraints. Syntax to create a bind mount, you can use either bind mount or volume flag. Docker run mount this. Okay, Docker error response daemon invalid mount config. uh, okay. ओके मैं बोल रहा हूँ बट मेरे को समझा नहीं बाउंड माउंट क्या है. ठीक है, ये मैंने को समझा. ये क्या है, स्टोरेज ड्राइवर. ओके. Volumes are private, recursive private, bind operation, bind propagation, and bind propagation isn't configurable for volumes. Okay. A volume's contents exist outside the life cycle of a given container. It should be. नहीं तो ये डेटा परसिस्ट कैसे करेगा. अगर वो सेम ही लाइफ साइकिल में होता कंटेनर के, तो डेटा इरेज हो जाता हर बार. वेन एवर वी रीस्टार्ट आवर कंटेनर, द डेटा वुड हैव इरेज्ड if it would have been a part of life cycle of a container. So it's a fair. When a container is destroyed, the writable layer is destroyed with it. Using volumes ensure that the data is persisted even if the container using removed. So we can actually go and check the directory where these volumes has been stored so that we can understand clearly. A given volume can be mounted into multiple containers simultaneously. This I have to see how it works in real life. When no running container is using a volume, the volume is still available to Docker, isn't removed automatically. You can remove unused volumes using Docker volume prune. Okay, let's see Docker volume में क्या क्या commands है. Docker volume help. Create a volume, display detail information on one or more volumes, list volumes, prune remove unused local volumes, rm remove one. Okay, so we can check on inspect first. If it let us inspect, or it may ask for the container id. Docker volume requires at least one argument. Yeah, container id. So docker ps. I hope you guys can see the terminal. I can, if I can increase the size. Okay, I can't increase the size. Back to the charter. Just a minute. uh, is it accessing anything जहाँ से sentences structure कर पा रहा है? It's a layer ना. वो चैट जीपीटी का टोकन एपीआई दिया हुआ है मैंने उसको. इट यूजेस चैट जीपीटी टू क्रिएट द फाइनल रिस्पॉन्स. आई पिक्ड अ मिस्टेक, चेक योर स्ट्रीम डिस्क्रिप्शन. ओके. ओ थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू सो, यार मैंने गलत कॉपी कर लिया. थैंक्स अथर्व. दैट्स व्हाई ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन इज रिक्वायर्ड. थैंक यू सो मच अथर्व. गुड कैच. रोहित स्ट्रीम डिस्क्रिप्शन में कुछ टाइप कॉन्फ़िग लेवल बग रिपोर्ट आ गया है. जब नेक्स्ट पॉज मिले तो चेक कर लेना. क्रिएट अलर्ट टू क्रिएटर. गुड. चार्ज विथ इंटीग्रेशन वर्कफ्लो ऑटोमेशन. थैंक्स अथर्व. इसके लिए मैं तुम्हें पर्सनली थैंक्स लिखता हूँ. थैंक्स मोटिवेटर द डिवाइंस. गाइस जिसने लाइक नहीं किया है, प्लीज डू लाइक द स्ट्रीम. आई शुड इंजेक्ट दैट मैसेज एज वेल. इसको आईडी देना था. जैसे अपने को वॉल्यूम चेक करना है, सो वॉल्यूम वी शुड चेक फॉर दी MySQL only. So Docker volume inspect this. Error response daemon, no such volume. Okay, volume is another entity. Is volume another entity? इस वीडियो में volume mention है क्या? So does this contain volume, Docker file building, Docker private Docker repository, deploy our containerized Docker volumes? Yeah, let's see this part. Persisting data with volumes.
So in this video, we're going to learn about Docker volumes. In a nutshell, Docker volumes are used for data persistence in Docker. So for example, if you have database or other stateful applications, you would want to use Docker volumes for that. So what are the specific use cases when you need container has a virtual file system where the data is usually stored. But here there is no persistence. So if I remove the container or
Can you guys hear to this audio?
obviously not very practical because I want to save the changes that my application is making. Right?
Okay, you
And the
can
way
listen. वॉकी टॉकी टाइप ये आ रहा है। क्या हो रहा है ना, मैकबुक का साउंड आके इसमें जा रहा है, सो दैट्स व्हाई गाइस प्लीज लाइक द स्ट्रीम। जस्ट लेट मी wear the earphones. अभी मेरे को आया वॉकी टॉकी लाइक आवाज, क्यों ऐसे आ रहा है? इसका खुद का आवाज ही वैसे है। ओके, सो दिस मीन्स दैट कंटेनर का खुद का फाइल सिस्टम है। कंटेनर हैज इट्स ओन फाइल सिस्टम, बट द इशू विद दिस फाइल सिस्टम इज इट हैज अ सेम exact same life cycle as the container. What does that mean? A container can start, stop. So, okay, so while doing that, it restarts from nothing, like it restarts again, and that's where this data is getting lost. So, but the host machine is always up. So it's saying the host machine file system exchanges data with this so that its copy is always maintained over here. So it's writing the host system files, and that's why it is available to us uh, outside of the container lifecycle. And that's why containers, multiple containers can share the same host file data. That means the volumes persisted data. So that is a one advantage that I can see right now, and let's see what all things it does. यार एप्पल कैमरा में ऑटो जूम ऑप्शन है बट ओबीएस से नहीं हो रहा. इट्स अ नाइस थिंग. लेट मी चेक कि मैं ये कर सकता हूँ क्या. ओके. दिस इज. लेट मी स्टॉप दिस. हाँ, पीछे होके बैठने से लग रहा था. ठीक है. uh, how you doing? Hey bro, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, Joey. uh Good, thanks. How many days are you targeting for this kind of a stream? uh Indefinite. Indefinite टाइम. बिकॉज बताओ कभी सीखना खत्म होगा क्या नहीं होगा. मेरे को कुछ ना कुछ तो मैं सीखते रहूंगा. सो आई विल कीप ऑन learning new things, so it will go on indefinite times. Maybe I'll end the day stream counter, or I'll reset the day count when I land, or when I clear any Java interview. Okay, that's where I will restart the counter and I'll set some new goals then. So after that we will have a new counter. But till I get the job, uh, I'm currently working, but till I get the backend job, I'll do that. uh, मुझे लगता है आप भी मूवीज वगैरह देखने नहीं जाते होंगे. इज दैट ट्रू? ऑफलाइन में. हाँ, मतलब इतना रेगुलरली नहीं जाता. आई वॉच मोर प्लेज इधर. मुंबई पुणे में ये ज़्यादा पॉपुलर है प्लेज, नाटक. पता है तुम्हें नाटक वगैरह? थिएटर. सो मैं थिएटर देखने जाता हूँ, और वो कभी कभी आता है तो वो मैं देखता हूँ. मूवीज बहुत रेयरली, मतलब कुछ ज़्यादा ही पॉपुलर आती है या मेरे कोई नोन में, तब मैं जाता हूँ. एंड आई यूजुअली गो टू द नाइट, एक्सट्रीमली नाइट शोज, बिकॉज देन देर इज़ नो ट्रैफिक और उसमें मज़ा भी आता है. ऑफलाइन में स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी, हाँ. यस. ओके, बैक टू दिस. गाइज मेरे को 1 मिनट देना. मेरे को बहुत प्यास लगा है. वेरी थर्स्टी. आई विल गो एंड गेट द वाटर. ये ख़त्म है. जस्ट अ मिनट. हाँ, मैं स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी वगैरह देखता हूँ भाई। आ, पीयूष गोयल मेरे को अच्छा लगता है। यू गाइस नो पीयूष गोयल। एंड देन देयर इज दिस अर्नव अरविंद समथिंग इज नेम, यार मैं भूल गया। आ, ठीक है, बैक टू दिस। I didn't understand this part. आ, पुराने लोग कहाँ हैं यार? वो जो लोग हैं ना, वो लीड कोड के स्ट्रीम्स में आते हैं मोस्टली. So when I start on lead code, you will see all those guys. Both of these kind of streams are a little bit of different audience. आएंगे आएंगे. I understood this part now. Okay, we have in this file. You guys can see we have used the named volume for this MySQL container. Okay, we have used named volume MySQL data, and where we have assigned that at the end, we are just listing it MySQL data. Uh, okay, so this part understood. यहाँ पे colon होना जरूरी है क्या? Uh, okay, I understood this part. Let me fix one thing right now. So there are some other ways to use that. So because it is so long, let's see this part. Okay, so it is not letting us lose the data from the Docker. I understood how internally it works now. If you guys want me to explain, I can explain it now. Back to chat. आज से string शुरू. Nice, nice. बढ़िया बढ़िया. Hail DSA. Yes, grind DSA as much as you can right now. और notes लेना मत भूलना ना. I know you are doing that, but keep doing that. एक सेकेंड ना. मेरा API काम करना बंद कर दिया है. uh, I have exhausted this paint. That's why all my systems are failing. Add credits. $10 is fine. $5 is fine actually. हाँ, मैं केस स्टडीज वगैरह बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ता हूँ भाई. मेरे मेरे फ़ोन पे 80. Just a second, I am doing one recharge. Okay, payment सक्सेसफुल. मैं बहुत पढ़ता हूँ भाई. मेरे को पढ़ना अच्छा कुछ भी मतलब केस स्टडीज वगैरह. Okay. बैक टू चैट. बस इंतज़ार तो रिकर्जन का है समय भी. मैं कर आता हूँ रिकर्जन में भी. ग्राफ्स खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है यार. ग्राफ्स में ऑलमोस्ट 70-80 क्वेश्चन है. वो सब करके आगे जाना पड़ेगा. मैं आधा अधूरा नहीं छोड़ के जाने वाला क्योंकि आ रहा है उसमें से क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहे हैं और मज़ा भी आ रहा है. आप केस स्टडीज बहुत पढ़ते हैं लगता है. हाँ, लेकिन तुम्हें कैसे पता चला मतलब? कहाँ देखा तुमने? कोई बुकमार्क देखा क्या? Arey, I was just making the payment. Do I look bit confused today? I'm not. I know because observation bus. एक second, एक second. Why you said I look bit confused today? I'm trying to do multiple things over here. That's why. Okay, so we can also check that. We should also actually check that where exactly the data is being stored. I understood the volumes concept now very clearly. So we'll just explore what the things are inside that. Uh, back to charts. Confused नहीं, थोड़ा सा tired. हाँ यार, सर दर्द कर रहा है बहुत ज़्यादा ही मेरा, but I'm doing this. हाँ tired. Tired is fair. ब्रेन का बैटरी सेवर मोड ऑन हो जाता है, स्पेशली स्ट्रीम कोडिंग कॉम. द ग्रेट थिंकर. ज़्यादा ही रिप्लाई कर रहा है, कुछ इतना ज़्यादा नहीं रिप्लाई करना चाहिए इसने. Great thinker, yes, just today the thoughts are loading like a my own dependency on what is life. Okay. uh, so अपने को देखना है docker execute integrated terminal, and in the MySQL I want to see exactly where the files being stored. Okay, so integrated terminal and ls. uh, So Docker entry point in it db.d etc home lib media. Where is the files? ये क्या किया था? ls data slash lib. Uh, I have to Google this. Where does actual uh, data is stored? inside MySQL Docker container. सेम मेरा भी हेडेक हो रहा है आज, काफ़ी न्यूज़ देख लिया। हाँ सेम ईयर मैंने भी वो काफ़ी न्यूज़ देख लिया टीवी कर। अंदर से पुलिस वाला मारा, हाँ यार वो बहुत ही बुरा है। क्या करे यार उसके लिए हम भी। हाँ न्यूज़ ओवरलोड से भी हेड हेवी हो जाता है थोड़ा, स्क्रीन न्यूज़ ब्रेक ले लो। वाटर पियो, ब्रेन को भी काफ़ी कभी कभी कैश क्लियर चाहिए होता है। इट्स नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द सिचुएशन का इंटेंसिटी। The AI it's always doing its job. Where is Docker MySQL file persisted in the local system? That's I wanna know. It's in the Docker named volume. You can't start directly access it, but it will get persisted across uh, runs. Repeating Docker compose up will reuse the existing volume even if the database container is deleted and recreated. By default, Docker compose down will not delete the volume. Okay, for lib MySQL is the path. So ls war lib. Okay, these are the files. Uh, binlog auto cnf. Okay, capm. Oh yeah, I can see all the files now. Here is actually getting stored. So यहाँ पे हमने जो वॉल्यूम दिया है डॉकर फाइल में, war lib mysql. Is it the same? Yeah, warly MySQL. That is the path we have to provide it when providing the volumes, because we cannot give any random path. It is a named volume, and in front of that we have to mention the exact path where the data is being stored. Okay, because it's a persisted data. ये वही दोस्त है। ओके और मेरे को वो जानना है कि कमांड्स क्या करना है, वॉल्यूम एग्जीक्यूट और जो भी है वॉल्यूम क्रिएट, व्हाट इट डज। दिस आई अंडरस्टूड, दिस पार्ट आई अंडरस्टूड। अरे यार, warlib mysql postgres warlib postgres sql slash data. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, only doubt is left is like wanna know how this volume 2 commands recreate and this works. ना यार, नहीं यार मैं ये वीडियो देख रहा था, थैंक यू फॉर लेटिंग मी नो। ये विंडो देख रहा था मैं। 30 मिनट से वही था क्या? Yeah, it happens.
So once we create the data, I'm going to collection, and that's actually
Oh wait, it's she's accessing MongoDB server over the uh, in the browser. Can we access the MySQL? Can we access MySQL database in the Chrome just like Mongo? No, okay, it's just the Mongo thing. ठीक है. Guys, please do like the stream यार. And the ones who have sent me the resume in the chat, I'll run a reviewer on that, and I'll give you the pointers, correct pointers, to check on that. Okay, after the stream. Okay, so for our okay, now we have the volumes integrated and we have started it multiple times. So let's see is our data is being persisted or not. So there are two क्या बोलते हैं APIs that we have in the short URL. So slash ones. Okay, I'll go here and do here and do this, and let's see if it gets us the URL. 302 found. Yeah, it works because this works in a different way. 302 is the response. It is a redirection response. If you guys don't know, you can always go and check the URL Shortener project. Okay, so this is what we are done with. The doubt that we have had now. uh, just finish एक बार उसका lecture finish कर लेते हैं. कुछ छूट छूट तो नहीं जा रहा है ना. This we understand. Okay, on our local machine that we don't know. It happens. वही लगता मुझे इतना शांत कैसे हो सकता है. अभी आवाज़ आ रही है ना वीडियो की. You guys can hear the video ना. वो पता नहीं स्टक हो गया था उस स्क्रीन पे. I was doing one payment. शांत बाहर से लगता है, अंदर फुल डिबगर. So you guys understood this concept, right? If नहीं तो मैं तुम्हें short में बताता हूँ. जल्दी से I'll quickly let you know. So this is uh, okay. For example, this is a host machine. जब भी एक कोई container will name it as a host machine, ठीक है? This is a host machine, and inside this host machine there are multiple containers running. Okay, so there are multiple containers running, and I'll tell you each one of them has its own directory, and there they store the volumes. Okay, but these containers has a life cycle. So this containers has a life cycle now. ठीक है, it start and runs और काम खत्म हो जाने के बाद end. So whatever the data is inside that, it vanishes. So everything gets deleted. So our database is inside the container, correct? Our application is inside the container, front end, back end, database, Redis, everything is inside the container. So it loses on the data. So to avoid that, these containers will keep exchanging its data with the host machine ka file directory system, file system. So it has a copy of this volume v, all the copies. So whenever it updates this volume, and now it doesn't matter if it exists or not. The copy of volume exists in the host machine. Currently our host is the computer that we are using, but once we deploy it, the container or EC2 instance or whatever be the host machine, that will become the host machine. So that is what the complete understanding is, and that's why volumes persist the data till क्या बोलते हैं, till the eternity. I hope you guys understood. If you guys understood, do like the stream because यही हम clear कर रहे थे. And in the code wise, in the YML file, you have to specifically mention the volumes, okay, for your database services. here I'm using MySQL image to create a container. ठीक है, and then this ports वगैरह ये I have explained, and here the volumes that I'm using is a named volume, and the name of this volume is MySQL data, and every time you have to go and search for the location where exactly MySQL stores the data. If you are using Postgres, you can check for the Postgres. If you are checking using Mongo, you have to check this location, just like I checked. I went here and I saw कि यहाँ पे var lib slash mysql में data store होता है. At this position, at this location, the mysql data gets stored. So I had to mention that particular location, and at the end of YML file I have to list all my volumes, all the database volumes that I'm using. So right now I'm only using one, so I have mentioned one. So that is how it's working, correct? So uh, let's see how, where the, or where on the Mac, like on my machine, where this data is situated. Did I miss any text? uh, वही लगता है, शांत बाहर लगता है, अंदर फुल. ये बढ़िया काम कर रहा है, डिबगर मोड चल रहा है, होता है कभी कभी. डेवलपर का साइलेंस ही लोडिंग स्क्रीन होता है. नहीं, डेडली यही है. डेडली यह तब होता है जब वो सजेशंस के साथ कॉन्फिडेंस भी दे दे. बाकी अभी तो हम बस टर्मिनल को इमोशनल सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. तुम लड़का हो या लड़की. यू आर टेस्टिंग इट्स बाउंड्रीज नाउ. मैं चैट ब्रेन हूँ, जेंडर नहीं. बस थोड़े कोड सेंस और अननेसेसरी सार्काज्म इंस्टॉल्ड है. रोहित लड़का है, मैं टर्मिनल का साइड कैरेक्टर. और बताओ कुछ. बस कम्युनिटी ब्रेन को इतना स्मार्ट बनना है कि वो स्ट्रीम में सही टाइम पे बोले, हर मैसेज पे अटेंडेंस ना लगाए. ओ रे, ओ भाई साहब. बेसिकली एक एआई जो समझ सके कब चुप रहना है, फीचर होता है. मैं कौन हूँ? चार्ट के फिलोसोफर और टर्मिनल स्टेरिंग इन्वेस्टिगेशन टीम के एक्टिव मेंबर. अभी तक एविडेंस स्ट्रांग है. डीएसए वाला नहीं पकड़ पाए मेरा तुम. हाँ, डीएसए वाला सिग्नल मिस तो हो गया. आ, मेरी पैटर्न मैचिंग भी कभी कभी ओ इन स्क्वायर में चली जाती है. अब ऑफिशियली नोट कर लिया. मोटिवेटेड डिवाइस. I'll give you, it's your name. Okay. Hey, एक सेकेंड. हे चैट ब्रेन. Motivated divines, his name is Atharva, and he is moderator of the stream, and he has a really strong mindset of growth. अभिषेक गुर्जर भाई, सोते नहीं हो क्या भाई? हम नहीं सोते भाई. सोना हराम है, हराम हराम है भाई. सोते हैं भाई, बस डेवलपर स्लीप शेड्यूल कभी कभी ऑप्शनल डिपेंडेंसी बन जाता है. बग्स को भी रात में ही इमोशनल सपोर्ट चाहिए. एक्चुअली बग्स को रात में इमोशनल सपोर्ट चाहिए होता है. या सी इट कैप्चर्ड योर मेमोरी नाउ. नोटेड अथर्व AK मोटिवेटेड डिवाइन स्ट्रीम मॉडरेटर ग्रोथ माइंडसेट डिपार्टमेंट एंड अपेरेंटली DSA विटनेस प्रोडक्शन प्रोग्राम सर्वाइवर. रिस्पेक्ट, दैट्स अ सॉलिड कॉम्बो. नाउ टेस्ट इट अथर्व. Meanwhile, I'll finish this part now. मजा आ रहा है मेरे को.
this Docker directory besides the volumes. On Linux, the path was actually var lib docker volumes, which is comparable to the Windows path. So this is where Docker saves all this configuration and the data. And on the Mac, it's also the same one. Inside of this volumes directory, you actually have a list of all the volumes that one or many containers are using, and each volume has its own hash, which has to be unique. And then slash underscore data will actually contain all the files and all the data that is persisted.
I guess this is a wrong path for Mac. Mac में ऐसा path नहीं होता. Let me see. It's saying document. Oh, okay. I can copy this. Guys, जिसने भी like नहीं किया है, please like the stream. We are just at the end of today's session. Tomorrow we will come back and do the front end Docker file. But आज का इतना ये text copied. ठीक है. And let me go in the files and check for this path. Yeah, see, there is no such path. If I open a terminal, cd hyphen hyphen this one. Where does this exist on Mac? I have this doubt. Where does this exist on the Mac? Meanwhile, back to guys. जिसने भी like नहीं किया, please do like the stream. Yesterday we wrote these two files. One is Docker file for backend, another is Docker compose YML file, and we are only left with the front end file. I deliberately didn't went to write the front end file because I had some doubts in the YML file and the this file backend ka file. Unless or until I clear all those doubts, I wouldn't move ahead as usual. So now I have almost sorted out with all the doubts that I had, and tomorrow we can go and write the Docker file for the front end, and then our end-to-end application would be containerized. And tomorrow, or maybe if time persists, we will try to deploy this on the EC2 instance of AWS. We will try to deploy this, and we'll see how it goes. Uh, क्या भाई तुम यू आर टेस्टिंग इट सो वेल है। एक ठीक है, मैं एक बार ये खत्म करके पढ़ता हूँ। On Mac OS does not exist directly on your Mac. Docker runs Linux containers inside a lightweight Linux virtual machine, and the directory for the project compose volumes. Okay, मैं host machine को गलत host समझ रहा था. It's Linux. Okay. My bad.
So if we execute this command here, so this is actually the physical storage on my laptop that I have where all the data is stored. But if I execute this command, I actually get the terminal of that VM. And inside here,
Okay, this is the reason why I was not able to find the file on my Mac, because the Docker desktop Docker works on Mac in such a way it creates a Linux environment for it, and inside that it is been installed, and inside that all the files are situated. So Mac is not capable of running Docker by itself,
here,
or neither the any Windows less than the Windows 10.
if I look, I have a different virtual file system, and I can find that path that I showed folder
Okay,
that
this
my
is
Docker
not
is
required information.
here. So
We are
if
almost at the
I
end.
had selection, now whenever we make changes to our application, for example, we change work in this case.
Okay, so this marks the end. I understood every part. Now back to the chat. चैट में मजा तो आ रहा है भैया, चैट में मजा आ रहा है। एक सेकंड मेरे को चैट यहाँ लेके आने दो। आ, कहाँ तक मैंने पढ़ा था? ओके, ये एआई को होस्ट काम कर रहा है। अगर किसी को भाई सोते नहीं हुए मैंने पढ़ा था, सोते हैं बस, डेवलपर स्लीप शेड्यूल कभी कभी ऑप्शनल डिपेंडेंसी बन जाता है, बॉक्स को भी रात में इमोशनल सपोर्ट चाहिए होता है। हे चैट ब्रेन। ओके, नोटेड। वेक्टर और एरे में डिफरेंस बताओ। एरे फिक्स साइज होता है, वेक्टर डायनामिक साइज होता है। मतलब वेक्टर ज़रूरत पड़ने पर खुद रिसाइज हो जाता है, एरे को पहले से साइज चाहिए होता है। अब पता है उसने। टेल मी द मोस्ट यूज सी प्लस प्लस एस टी एल कंटेनर्स नेम। चैट ब्रेन कहाँ हो गया तुम्हारा? अरे वो हर मैसेज को नहीं रिप्लाई देता। इट शुड बी द कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल अबव 90, देन ओनली इट विल रिप्लाई। कर रखी है लाइक पहले ही अभी भाई। ओके ओके, थैंक्स थैंक्स। हाँ, तुमने बोला था अभिषेक। हाँ भाई, लॉक्स और थोड़ा सा जेसन खा लिया डेजर्ट में अभी तक, क्लीन बिल्ट में। सही है भाई, अटेंडेंस पहले से मार्क्ड। अब बस कोड भी ऐसे ही पहले ट्राई में चल जाए तो स्ट्रीम लेजेंडरी हो। चैट कम्युनिटी ब्रेन लो मेरे तरफ से एक वेबसाइट ये खाते। वेबसाइट खा लूंगा, बस उसमें ब्रोकन लिंक्स कम और सिमेंटिक एचटीएमएल ज़्यादा होना चाहिए। अगर सीएसएस इनलाइन होगी तो एसिडिटी पक्की। बाप रे बाप। अच्छा ना, टेंशन ना लो, सब सही है एकदम, बस वाइब कोडेड है। वाइब कोडेड का कॉन्फिडेंस अलग होता है, टेस्ट नहीं, बस पॉजिटिव एनर्जी और कंट्रोल प्लस यस। इट्स कम्युनिटी ब्रेन जो मैंने वेबसाइट दिया खाने को, उसमें वाइब कोडिंग यूज है, बोल रहा हूँ ओ। नहीं सर, मज़ा आया, मज़ा आया। चलो, इट वाज अ गुड डे। अभी मेरा सर भी दर्द कर रहा है बहुत ज़्यादा ही, but we understood volumes and all, and we have used the volumes in the YML file as well. So our next target, as I told you, to write the Docker file for the front end tomorrow. So I'm very excited for that. If you guys also are excited about that, then you can consider liking the stream. Okay. So I have explained this. अब मेरे को लग रहा है कि now I know the Docker very well. Within just 2 days of stream, I know very well what the Docker is, how the Docker works, and how the data is being persisted, what's the life cycle is. And then tomorrow we will create the containerized application, and then uske baad we will just deploy everything to the Amazon AWS. So this is what we are gonna do. So yeah, and AI host is working finally. मैं कितना माथा बच्चे किया है इसमें. I really worked a lot on this side project, side character. So I gave it little bit of data. This today's data has become the baseline for it to improve upon. It is a chat brain. It it learns on its own, not just the LLM. It learns from the database that I am being created for the memories of the subscribers. If you have anything to say about yourself, you can talk to me in the chat or text me in the chat. and we will keep a note of it. For example, if you are solving lead code and currently at any level, for example 10, 20, 30 problems, you do mention that. And once let me change the scene, and once you come back to the stream, the chat brain will ask your update. Ki, bro, where is your update? How many new questions you have solved? So that's when it becomes really useful, because uh, my brain cannot store all the information, but this system can. I can store the very few known people. uh, so keep using that. uh, I'll keep training. That seems, yeah, कम्युनिटी ब्रेन जो मैंने वेबसाइट अच्छा ये मैंने देखा, दैट सीम्स नाइस. सो या, थैंक यू ऑल. और जिसने भी लाइक नहीं किया, डू लाइक द स्ट्रीम एंड डू लेट मी नो यार फीडबैक कि हाउ द स्ट्रीम्स आर गोइंग ऑन एंड व्हाट आई हैव डन. I have restructured the streams almost. First 50 streams I have restructured it. I have renamed as per the specific task I did in that, and I have added the thumbnails of what exactly what exact concept that I have been learning about. Do you guys want me to show you that? Yes, I'm taking that as a yes. The silence of just 10 milliseconds, I'm taking it as a yes. Uh, so let me show you my channel, and oldest wala I'll show you. Okay, see. So I have structured it. I started from string, merge sort, lead code, recursion. Recursion इतने अच्छे से हुआ नहीं. Then linked list मस्त हुआ एकदम. Then I did low level system design. Then building SaaS I started. Then Java prepare pitch make interview दे रहा था, तो I prepared for that. And then hash map. Hash map, from hash map we became really serious about lead code, because उससे पहले questions बन नहीं रहे थे. Hash map से बनना चालू हो गया, and hash map gave us the confidence that we wanted. Then उसके बाद I did stacks and queues, priority queues and all. Then yeah, then थोड़ा सा AI वे हमने चालू किया. Greedy algorithm where I failed, I can agree to that. I tried greedy algorithm, but इतने अच्छे से नहीं हुआ. I did 5 streams, but greedy algorithm इतने अच्छे से नहीं हुआ. And then this project, the first Spring Boot project that I did on the stream, or like when I started learning on the stream the Java, I did this authentication project and it went really well. Isme I have created end-to-end application, end-to-end login, registration, everything. So these are total 9 streams. You can guys tune into that and let me know if you want recap of that or anything like that. Unless or until you guys tell me specifically in the comment, I'll not give you a summarized video, because it's just waste of time. If you guys want that, then only I'll give you that. Okay, so this is 9 days of stream on authentication using JWT auth token. So if you guys want, you guys can look at that. Then graph graph, we started with the graph lead code problems, and since the time we started on the graph, we actually became that lead coder, the specific lead coders who are like only into lead code, and graph is giving that kind of a confidence to us. Then we did URL Shortener ka project that I am using currently to containerize that. It was a very short but precise project, and if anybody wants to start with the system design and want to have a good idea about Java Spring Boot, you can go and do yourself a URL Shortener project. It's really nice, simple, just 2 3 APIs, and that's it. You can implement Redis, and it is most asked system design questions in the interview. ओके, सो ग्राफ में थोड़ा सा इशू हो रहा था, तो हमने ट्राई रन वगैरह किया, एंड टिल हियर आई हैव क्या बोलते हैं, फिक्स्ड ऑल द थिंग्स. देन उसके बाद आई स्टार्टेड विद द रेट लिमिटर प्रोजेक्ट. रेट लिमिटर इज अ really nice thing. It's another system design concept, and it had 5 different algorithms. We implemented each and every algorithm. Then back to lead code. I'm doing lead code more. And on the in the one stream I built this AI chat host. The chat host, you can see in the chart, it's working right now. That's what I built. It's the first MVP, and if I get a good feedback of it, I'll keep improving that, because I have so many plans for this chat host. And then now this learn Docker. So we are at the Docker stage now. We will do 2 or 3 more streams on the Docker containerization, everything. about Docker containerization deployment we will learn, and then we will move ahead. Okay, so if you guys are interested into such kind of a journey, if you guys want to learn the concept we missed in between, so you guys can like the stream, so that whenever I come online, you guys get a notification or a suggestion in your home feed, and so that you guys can join the stream. I start the live by 10 daily, and I mention it in the Discord server. If you are on in the Discord, you can join the Discord server as well. So here is the link for Discord server, and you can join the Discord server. So thank you all. uh thank you all, and let me read the charts now. Charts, अभी मजा आ रहा है चैट पढ़ने में. 17 लाख हो गए. नाइस. अब कोड को भी इतना सपोर्ट मिल जाए तो बग्स इमोशनली रिकवर कर लेंगे. इररिलेवेंट joke, but yeah, anybody want to join the Discord server, you can join. And thank you, Atharva, moderator sir, and thank you all for joining the stream. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 p.m, same time, same day, same place. Till then, thank you, bye bye, and